know what? Every time I hear that music, it just gets me right in the mood. The podcast. It gets you in the mood to podcast. Podcast.
Glad we clarified that.
Yeah, it's in the mood to podcast.
Every time Scruffy hears that sound, it gets him in the mood for fisting in Battlefield.
Oh, well, yeah, and Halo, and any game.
Is Discord
and
fucking
Halo,
up, by the way? Because is his stuff really delayed for anybody else? His video, to his audio.
I think it sounds fine.
Okay, well now it's fine. I don't know, man. Whatever.
I don't know.
I can't fucking stand Discord. I need that to be known.
Yeah.
So
it's just you, bro.
Anyway, yeah. Well,
48.
It's 48. Episode 48. We are almost 50 years old. We are almost over the hill.
Yeah.
We are almost 50.
We're gonna hit that midlife crisis real soon.
I know, right? I've already hit it. It's all right. It's all downhill from here. So. But welcome in, everybody. We had a little bit of a scare. We didn't know if we were going to be able to make of the 4-man show happen. Enigma was taking care of the fam, but that man is dedicated to this show, and he's here. Unfortunately, I have to listen to him for another hour and a half, but it's all right. It's all right. Now, of course, we've got the, we're all over here looking like fucking bums, and Bill's damn dressed like he's about to walk into a CEO board meeting over here with his damn button-up shirt.
I like
Speak for yourself, bro.
It makes me feel like I'm the living incarnation of static.
Yeah.
Enigma,
you know what? You're not wrong.
Enigma, we know that you're doing the podcast buck-ass naked. Like, we all know that no one can see you, and you are fucking naked.
I'm not buck-ass naked.
Headphones don't count. Headphones don't count.
I got a bow tie on. You just don't know where it's at.
Is it tied around your? Is it tied around your wiener?
Oh gosh, he's got one of those like elephant undies.
Just flopping around like the killer from Dead by Daylight, strong, all over the place.
Free balling, baby.
Jeez, oh man!
Wow, that went weird. That was.
Hey, it always does, doesn't it?
We went.
That's how we start the podcast.
We went sideways real quick. It's all right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, speak for yourself. I won't hurt.
I'm gonna turn you up just a tad. Actually, you can turn yourself up. You have the ability to do it. Turn yourself up a little bit, Scruff, just a tad.
Oh yeah.
So. But welcome in, guys. Again, it is episode 48 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. That means it's a Thursday, and it's at 10:30 Eastern. We are live across all of our channels, whether it be here on Twitch or if you're over on Bill's channel. You can interact with all of us and our chat if you want to be here. We recommend doing that. And if you, for whatever reason, can't make the show, you can always go to anchor.com. Enigma. Do it again. Anchor.fm/Pre-Patch Podcast.
There you go.
Hey, there we go. I'll get it one day. But yeah, you can go to any of your podcast applications and listen to us after the fact. Or you can go to our YouTube channel and get it there. Or you can go to Bill's YouTube channel and get it there. You got a lot of places you can go and get all this information. But we really do encourage you guys, come join us live. You get to interact with everybody that's chatting with us across all of our different communities. It's a good time. It's fun. We get to talk back with you. You guys get to yell at us. We get to yell back. I mean, it's just around and around the way we go. Usually it ends up with
yelling.
Yeah, usually it's me and Enigma usually yelling at somebody in chat at some point in time. So if you feel like you need to get berated, if you haven't gotten berated yet, come join us. We'll do it for you. Don't worry.
If your home life quality is too good.
Yeah, if it's just too good. Look, man, too good of one thing can be bad for you. You got to have a little bit of naughty in your life every once in a while. We can provide that naughtiness right here on the Pre-Patch Podcast. So
just wait till the After Dark podcast.
Yeah, right. But yeah, full show. We're gonna jump into it this week. We're usually, guys. What do we start with? Chat. You guys can answer. But what do we normally start with? Right? Twitch news. Right.
It always supplies.
This week, Twitch actually. It's a little bit. They're still involved, but not by much. They only kind of, I think unbeknownst to them, lit the fuse that was going to turn into a fucking shit show. But
they actually did it good this week too.
Yeah, they stayed out of it.
There's another good. We can get to that after the juiciness.
Oh, you don't want to do it first? You don't want to let the shit sandwich be the last thing? Yeah, let's do it first.
Affiliates and stuff get a few more emotes, and they're actually pushing through the animated emotes for affiliates. So you get up to 9 regular emotes now and 5 animated emotes. So that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, they said by the end of the year, so hopefully
Fingers
they
crossed.
stay
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Nice. Well, there we go.
Which
Thanks,
I
Twitch.
mean, after launching the pay to win feature, they needed to give something back, right?
Yeah. But so there's still an underlying of Twitch of how much there is that Twitch still doesn't do for us.
Oh, of course. No,
Right.
absolutely.
We'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah. So the bad. So Twitch, again, like I said, they lit the fuse. I don't think they realized what was going on.
They didn't. They had no clue.
But they partnered up with StreamLabs to launch Twitch Studio or StreamLabs Studio. I don't know, whatever fucking dumb name this was. And essentially, great idea if it wasn't stolen from another company.
Yeah, no, it is a great idea. It just wasn't their idea.
Yeah, it wasn't their idea. So essentially, what it is, the fact that as a console streamer for Xbox and PlayStation, unless you had a capture card, you had no real way of really streaming, like in the sense of just not like going live. Like everybody knows what it is to go live on a console. You can see it a mile away. When someone has a console stream going, because it looks different, feels different, it just all of that, all of the above, right? This was basically a program that would essentially give them kind of like an OBS software, but it was inside of Twitch, and they could do scene different, changes and alerts, and I mean, essentially make it like a full-fledged stream without having to do anything like crazy and have a PC to do it. Great idea. If in fact
It was their idea.
yeah, if in fact, yeah, it was not. If it was StreamLabs' and Twitch's actual idea, the company, hold on, is
Lightstream.
Lightstream is the company. So Lightstream is actually is a buddy of mine that I know works there, and I'm going to try to keep all of this as business above bar as I possibly can, and kind of keep names out of it. But this person I know works for there. They're the one that kind of broke the story. One of the ones that pushed Lightstream to say something. But if you go and you look at Lightstream's like announcement or like letter or like front landing page or whatever else, and you go and you look at StreamLabs landing page, it's fucking word for word the exact same. It's fucking like identical.
To the point that the the
comments.
the reviews at the bottom
are the exact
same, almost verbatim.
The exact same. So, okay, so this comes out, right? And then basically with that happening, people start to get pissed off. The internet does what the internet does. They get all angry and pissy. So then they started to, yell and scream and all this other kind of stuff, right? Well, then it gets worse. OBS decides to chime in and go, oh, hey, by the way, we also told StreamLabs, like, hey, we're not cool with you basically ripping our tech. And like, though it is an open source platform, though it is part of this, like, we're not okay with you using our name. And then
It's crazy too, because we all were under the impression, at least, that OBS and StreamLabs had some sort of deal going on.
Yeah, I thought they were in
I thought
partnership
at
with
least.
each other.
So
Yeah.
I knew that they were not partners. I did not know that StreamLabs then filed a trademark
Trademark.
on
Yeah.
not only StreamLabs, like Slobs, but on
Name.
StreamLabs and OBS.
Yeah.
So, like, that then took it a step further. And then they took it a step further to go and say, okay, well, we thought open source, we felt it was agreed upon, blah, 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 blah. One of the previous owners tweeted at basically jumping into the mix to go, oh, well, we assumed and thought that this was, accurate or whatever else, to only basically get ousted by saying, this is a bullshit email. Looks like a forged email. And on top of that, it's that email that you're supposedly saying is talking about GitHub. It's got nothing to do with OBS or the fact that it's okay or whatever else. So now you got the internet completely fired up and pissed off about OBS. And if there's one thing that you don't want streamers love OBS. Like it's their own.
do.
Like it's an
Yeah.
open source platform. This company that does it, like, only takes donations, like, to run. It is, I am using OBS. I think pretty much everybody here uses OBS.
Yeah. It's a very high
Yes, sir.
percentage of streamers who use OBS.
Right. So then it doesn't stop. So now all of these big ass streamers are fucking livid, right? At that, well, then Elgato comes in and goes, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, all of the fucking tech that they're giving in StreamLabs or whatever else that's allowing for scene switching is our proprietary tech, and it's our stuff, and that's actually trademarked and whatever else." And StreamLabs basically has openly said they don't give a fuck, and they're going to continue to do it, and we're in the middle of litigations to stop that from happening. So now you've got Elgato also jumping into it and basically going after everybody else. And then it's not done. Then
Elgato, or I mean, StreamLabs came out with literally an app on your phone that is called Stream Deck.
Right. Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, wait, that's already like an Elgato thing. Well, we got to rename it. Oh, put labs in there, StreamLabs Deck.
Yeah. Then
Same thing.
Then, right, like you would think at some point, like, oh, like this is gonna stop. Like it has to stop, right? The dumpster fire that is this is not even a dumpster fire at this point. This is a fucking nuclear blast. Has to stop. The fallout has got to come eventually, right? Nope, it just keeps going. And so now the employees, or then after that, the employees have started to jump in and just lay waste to the amount of like disingenuous, shitty practices, all of this kind of stuff that's going on and happening. And like, let's it, and like the shitty work ethics, like just all of this stuff that's going on, like they jump on the bandwagon, and start just lambasting the shit out of StreamLabs for this. And this all happened in a matter of like 3 hours, like just all of this blowing up. And there's more, there's more to the story that I know because again, I used to work there. I know I have kept up with the people. I'm not at liberties to mention the shit that's going on.
We got our own insider here.
But I can tell you right now, like the shit that's happening inside of this, I would not be surprised if StreamLabs for sure does not exist. But at the very bare minimum, Logitech is going to let that shit go. Like Logitech
I was gonna ask you, do you think Logitech was aware of any of this when they
absolutely
made
not?
Like
Absolutely not. There's a lot of stuff.
They bought StreamLabs for like
84 million.
84
million.
It was 84 million of cold hard cash, and then I think it was another like 20 some odd million worth of
in stock.
Stocks.
Yeah.
So yeah, roughly 100 million buyout for StreamLabs, which is ripped OBS, which is pushing ripped light stream.
Oh, it's not pushing. It is. It's 100%. It's 100% ripped.
And then is also stealing Elgato tech. So they're it was $100 million purchase for
stolen tech.
Goods.
Of stolen tech. It's like it's like, you know, in Iron Man 1, whenever Tony Stark gets captured and then walks out and realizes like, oh shit, all of my tech has been stolen and fucking somebody else has got it, and then comes home and Obadiah is like, no, you just are seeing things like that's not our tech, and it's like, no fucker, like I saw it. It says Stark right across the fucking. It literally says Elgato Lightstream and fucking like OBS right across the fucking missiles.
It's like StreamLabs is just or OBS is just crossed out.
Like it's I mean, it's insane. Like, so you now have massive streamers just dumping it. I mean, literally just dumping everything. Baru has dumped all of it. Jacksepticeye has dumped all of it. Pokimane is on the fence about dumping all of it.
We can rightfully say that we were trendsetters. We dropped that shit.
Yeah,
before it was hot.
I mean,
it's a good day to be Stream Elements.
It is a good day to be.
It's not the superior program. It's so much more taxing and everything. Like it's obvious that people should drop it.
Yeah, it's again. I have to be very mindful of what I say and what I do, but I can tell you, like, I can give my recommendations. Is that no, I would not use StreamLabs. I would 100% use Stream Elements. You know, it is.
I'll tell you
I
will tell you that, like, before I moved over to Stream Elements, I was enjoying Streamlabs, but that was before they started going down the route of like, hey, you have to pay for this. Hey, you have to have a subscription for this. Hey, I want money for this. And whereas all of that was like free prior to this bullshit.
And you had to like run everything on their dock pretty much. Like like their scene library, all that had to be running in the background. It's like too much.
Yeah, I wish I could say some of the stuff that I know and stuff, but it's what I will say is if you are using or are a viewer of someone that is using Streamlabs and you donate, you need to please, please, please look at every single thing that you are clicking, because if you are not careful, you would be auto signed up for Prime. Okay.
That happened to me, actually. That was the tipping point for me switching off Streamlabs, was accidentally signing myself up for a monthly subscription and not realizing it, and then them fighting me to get like my money back.
Not only will they fight you to get your money back, but go, and this is open on, you can go and look at the Twitter feeds, you can go and look at all the responses to all of this shit. Go and try to cancel Prime now. Before, Prime used to be a pretty simple thing to cancel. To get your money back, I don't know, but I know to like
Prime is crazy hard.
Cancel it was not, it was easier. I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was easier. Now there are videos showing that literally Streamlabs cuts the ability, like the screen looks like it is stretched too large, and for you to be able to click the button. And people were literally saying the only way to get that button to actively register is you had to hit F11 on your keyboard to be able to pull up the the Google embed thing to find the link, to click the link, to then go that way. That's the only way of getting it.
And one observation I can make about this, given the fact that they've completely copied over an entire fucking web page from another fucking company, right? Maybe they don't have very good web developers.
Well, did you see the response?
Maybe
they're
just shitty web developers, man.
The response that they made was, sorry, it was a mistake. They were just placeholders.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a template.
So sorry, we pushed the live site that we weren't supposed to push, and we didn't do enough changes to. My bad.
Except that hold on. So you did an interview with Twitch that went on LinkedIn, that went on Reddit, that went on a bunch of these websites. But it's our bad. We forgot that we were supposed to, I don't know, change it enough to where it doesn't look like we copy pasted. Like legitimately, you went out and got your hands caught in the cookie jar.
That's the Marvel Avengers. Sorry, we put pay to win in our game, even though you guys told us you didn't want pay to win, and even though we told you we wouldn't put pay to win in our game. My bad.
Right, like insane, and it's not done. Like every like today, more stuff has come out about this kind of shit. People are coming out and saying that literally. And I know the two owners of Streamlabs. I know them because I've worked for them. They are no longer at Streamlabs. But that they were like, people were just like, don't go and talk to them about your idea because they will steal it. Warp World, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Warp World, but like they're one of the leading ones for like crowd control and speed running. They do a lot of like emulation and software and stuff like that. A lot of the tech that they were using for crowd control, Streamlabs was actively trying to like poach that software from them as well. Like you have a history of this. Like I foresee that this will see the inside of a courtroom, or at least the inside of litigation, especially from the side of Lightstream, because they have a legal case right there. I mean that's legally that they have trademark infringement.
OBS probably not so much because it's open source, but
OBS rightfully admitted that they technically didn't break any legalities in what they were doing, but it goes against the very nature of open source software in general.
Yeah.
Like
it's a sleazy move,
and it's not illegal for them. I mean, it's not illegal for them to trademark, to do what they did with trademark. Like that happens in business. It's scummy, it's shitty, it's terrible, but it happens in business all the time. But what it does is it sets a precedence to say, hey, like this is a common practice with Streamlabs and this is what they do. Right. I would say that if Logitech doesn't dump Streamlabs as a toxic asset, I would be very surprised. I'd be extremely surprised because I know people now that are like, I'm not using Logitech gear. Like if they're keeping Streamlabs around, like the one community you don't piss off are gamers, especially when it comes to like a loyalty thing like this. Like gamers will forgive and forget for a certain amount of stuff, but I don't know, man. Like the streaming community, especially with OBS and stuff, like it's very, very, very like they are protective of it more than I think any other software, which is crazy. I mean, crazy to me. People will shit all over Steam. We shit on Epic, all the time and stuff like that. But like OBS is just that one platform where like you don't talk bad about OBS.
No, it's the same thing for Linux, right? Like anybody that uses Linux as an OS system will not fucking badmouth it and will defend it tooth and nail. And that's because it's open source. They're literally giving you their code so that you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah.
Like that's the how can you be the bad guy?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Because like I said, I mean, this is just man, I'm just kind of kicked back watching this just fire explosion happen, and you just can't look away. So
just a quick addition. There is like a full list of like so far of everyone who's come out, and it includes also the multi-stream feature being Restream.io, Panel Maker, Nerd or Die, and Willow, which is Linktree. Also OLSO, which I'm not familiar with what Frame.io is, but that's another one. So there's a lot.
All of the stolen assets.
Like I
Cross
just
clip as well, combo.
I just
so many.
I just legit wonder.
The list goes on and on, man.
I had a feeling that I kind of took a guess in my head that Restream.io was the base for StreamLabs' multi-stream feature. It seemed way too familiar when I was looking into it. I
just would have loved to be in the boardroom meeting this morning for like the all hands meeting on Logitech's side. Like you got Logitech here and then like StreamLabs over here. And what is this like StreamLabs guy going? Oh, right. Like hands up in the air, just being like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the
what
paperwork's moving to drop them as an asset.
You know that whoever's in charge of that Logitech StreamLabs like partnership or whatever acquisition is calling up those fucking old CEOs and being like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's fucking crazy, man. I don't know. So
the worst part about that is like I'm curious if there's any legal ramifications that are going to be sent to those old CEOs, because
probably. I mean,
they technically like
they're responsible.
Copyright infringement doesn't. Logitech could technically be like, hey, this was going on before we acquired it. Yeah, we're currently in ownership of it, but if you guys want to go after somebody, go after these guys.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where I mean, they are the people that are in charge now are still people that were there during all of this, so they are the ones that also know. But
Gotcha.
the two CEOs, absolutely, this shit was I have to imagine was going on. Or okay, like there's no way. I mean, I got there when Slobs was already a thing, so that already means that stuff was already going on. So like, yes, they can still technically be held liable for it. Will they go after him? I don't know. It just depends. If I was Logitech, I would. Fuck, I'd be as vindictive as fuck. 89 million, over $100 million worth of cash in stocks. Are you kidding me? Like, absolutely, I would fucking go after it. So,
Right.
yeah, I would not be surprised if by the end of the year we do not see them gone. Like, just whoosh, goodbye. No more Logitech stuff. Like Logitech with StreamLabs. So, because I don't even know like, honest to God, what did Logitech get out of that deal except for a bunch of stolen fucking tech now? Like, you got nothing. You got literally nothing.
Yeah, big money sink.
Like,
no, I mean they got multi-millions of dollars probably for a year worth of ownership of it.
I promise you they didn't. I know those numbers. I promise you they did not.
Gotcha.
Like they didn't. They legitimately didn't get shit.
Yeah,
so,
they probably lost more.
Out of it. The only thought that I had was that maybe Logitech was buying them to assimilate the streaming software so Logitech would come out with like this kind of all-in-one streaming kind of system setup or whatever. But you can't do that if all your shit's stolen. If it's all stolen tech, you really can't just like, I mean, it just doesn't work. So anyway. We'll keep you guys updated on that one, but yeah, that dumpster fire will continue to burn long into the night. So, but yeah, moving on to what we've been playing. Scruffy, you had a nice old 24-hour charity stream, which 29 hours. I'm sorry, 29 hours.
Big hype skis, by the way. Good job on that one.
And
yeah, it was great. I mean, it was the Extra Life charity to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we reached our goal of $500 and surpassed it even by an extra $100.
Not hours.
Sorry,
you said hours. 500 hours.
$500. Yeah, $500, and even got to 600. So huge hype. I'm super proud of just everyone, all friends and community, and everyone who participated in it. Really was a great time. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. But we got to play a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you'll see Battlefield later on. We played that, and this game right now that we're showcasing is actually a game called Unpacked or Unpacking, and it's a really kind of serene, just
Serene for you. It gave my
fun-
wife fucking anxiety.
Well, sorry that I didn't fold clothes to her liking. I don't know, but it's a nice game where it's literally unpacking sim. You're just unpacking boxes in different rooms and different environments, and it's also actually got a little bit of a story to it that you can kind of keep up with through just not really like notes or anything. It's just you kind of see the vibe of like each house that you're unpacking for, because you're following the same character through her journey through life. So it starts out with like a children's bedroom and goes into like her college days, and then to like, you know, her days where she's with a partner, and you kind of follow it, and it's really cool actually. But like I said, like it's just really relaxing. You unpack boxes. You don't really get a good visually or a good feel for it with just watching the video, because a lot of it comes from the sound as well. The sound in this game is super satisfying. Like, trust me. I mean, to the point of where you finish a level and you can see a replay of that level, of everything you moved, where you put it, each move you've done, and it'll go through all like the clicking sounds and like different like textures of where you put the object. It's so satisfying, and I couldn't recommend it more. It's a little $20 indie game on Steam that I
Oh, you
just had a
paid
blast with.
$20 for this?
I did. I paid
Oh my
$20
God.
to unpack boxes, Enigma. I know that
Oh,
really hurts your heart,
holy shit, man.
but man, it is so worth it. Let me tell you,
Might as
it's
well just
great.
taking $20 and went and fucking bought some boxes and unpacked your own
And you
shit.
got, I mean, it's full of like little Easter eggs and achievements you could do too. There's tons of references, which I love. Like, I won't say all of them because it's a fun time finding them out yourself. But one of them, like, there's a DVD case of Donnie Darko, which I thought was really cool. They put in there. There's one of, I think there was one actually on screen right now, the DVD case of Ghost World, which is an old movie. Tons of more. I think there was a Matrix one as well, but
You know
yeah, what's that?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a funny Easter egg that my sister actually found that I have no idea how I didn't think of it. She has a darker mind than I do apparently, where she put a toaster in the bathtub, and you got an electrifying achievement or something. It's hilarious. But you know, what were you gonna say?
I was to say, you know, the one thing that I have moved so many times. I have moved more times than I want to count.
Yeah.
You know what I don't do anymore? I don't unpack our shit. I pay movers to unpack our shit because I don't want to fucking do this. There's no fucking way I'm paying $20 to play a video game where I'm unpacking shit. This
No, I don't
watching
blame you.
you
I
do this
don't.
makes me fucking stressed out. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, like it's just I don't want to do it.
I get you, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. But I don't know. For people who enjoy just like this sort of thing, like honestly, I don't like organizing stuff in real life. Like my room usually kind of stays like it's an organized mess to me, but it's not organized to other people at all. But in this game, I'll organize stuff, and I have a way of like where things should go, and it just works.
I don't think
and
your diary should be on the floor.
Well, yeah, I wasn't keeping it there, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's something just so satisfying about moving little objects around, little knickknacks, finding places to put, you know, pictures on the wall or little action figures on the windowsill. It's a great time, and for $20, I think it's worth it.
No,
I'm still baffled that you paid $20 for that.
Hey, don't-
I thought it was like a $5 game, bro.
Don't
Dude, no, this game's got it's really quality, like quality design, sound design. Even the soundtrack is just really calming and peaceful, down to all the little details and aspects of like what you can interact with, what's happening in the background and everything.
Did you pack these boxes before you unpack them? Like you put a fucking plushie in with your toothbrush, unwrapped. Also,
I know that's one of like the I don't know, tough parts about the game, because also you have to like make sure each object is in the corresponding room. So the game will throw curveballs at you by putting like your toothbrush in with your plushies or something. So it's like you must have packed it wrong or something. So you have to figure out where it goes exactly.
Well, what happens if I want to keep my toothbrush in my fucking bedroom? I mean, this is like a 1-bedroom studio apartment. What if I just want to fucking put my toothbrush in my goddamn windowsill?
You know what? I had that issue too because I wanted my hairbrush in my bedroom, but I couldn't keep that there. I had to put it in the bathroom. So
You can change the pose of the little figurine. guy.
Unimmersed.
but I mean, you're playing for this character, and this is in her world and her life and how she likes things to be. So,
Well, obviously not. It's not how it's how you like things to be, not how she likes things to be.
well, I mean, in a way,
You're
yes and
supposed
no.
to be that person. I get it. I know. I
Yeah,
understand.
you're supposed to be that person.
No,
but you can still have a little control.
I do know, and this is not a spoiler or anything like that info. Like, as you progress, I do know that it is a situation where, like, you start off in your one bedroom and it's just you, and then you end up finding somebody else, and then, like, you end
Yeah.
up moving in together, and you got to, like, now sort their stuff.
Yeah, you have to like play around your partner's objects as well.
I really wonder if it gets, like, super dark, and so it goes, like, oh, yeah, now you've gotten older, and you have kids, now you have all their shit. Oh, yeah, now you've gotten even older, and you've gone, like, senile, and your kids have moved out, and then you end up getting to a point where a nurse moves in, then you get into a point where the kids just pack up all your shit, throw it away, and you end up in a fucking home, because...
Well, that's the thing with this game is like I feel like it can come out with so many like different environments and rooms, or even like
nursing homes.
nursing homes, or I don't know, stuff across like.
Well, if she
different
became
stories.
homeless,
Yeah.
then you gotta fucking
unpacking
organize your
mountains.
fucking tent down the street.
Then you get
Hobo
caught.
simulator.
Then you get caught cheating, and you got to throw all the shit out the window.
Listen, man, there has been like I've been curious about how the first like relationships and stuff go in this game, like how it plays out. You know, you can kind of see from like vibes of.
If you put
just the
that fucking shoe on that goddamn, this I can't. You're making me mad. This is making me anxious. This is what my wife went through.
This was the beginning of the game. I was testing stuff where what my capabilities were, so I wasn't just putting stuff in dumb places. Although I did get confused because I think the socks and the undies I put together, and I didn't know the socks and the undies were different things. I thought they were just all undies. It was very confusing.
There you go.
All right, yeah. What is this game called? Unpacking.
You want to pay $20 to unpack somebody else's shit?
I mean, I'll pay you $20. You can come unpack my shit. Hey,
Pay me $20. I'll unpack your stuff.
That's what I was about to say. I guess we know who we need to call.
I mean, whatever, man. It's a different style. I get, like, I definitely know that there are people, like, when my wife saw it, it was like, oh, I would like this, because she is all about like organization and all of those kind of things and whatever else. So I mean, again, to me, this seems like a Switch game. Like, and
It is.
Is it on Switch? Okay.
Yeah, it's on Switch. It's on Xbox. I think it's on PlayStation.
Okay, I don't know about Xbox, but
yeah, but I mean, it's definitely a game to really go for a personal taste. Like each person will have a different way that they sort stuff play it, you know, and everything like that. So I think, you know,
is there like a
it works for a
sharing,
lot.
like where you can go and see like, oh, this is what this person, how they did it? Like
there is, you can make at the end of each round, you can replay it, and then you can also form gifts. So
oh, so you can turn them into NFTs. Nice.
yeah.
Jeez. Well, that's cool. I mean, look, hey, again, teach on. I'm not knocking the game. $20 does seem a little steep to me to unpack, but I don't know. You know, I mean,
I'm sure it'll go on sale and stuff, but yeah, it's a small indie developer. I don't know how the how
it's
big
cool.
the team is,
They
but-
thought outside the box. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think they're sponsored by Humble Bundle, which is cool too.
Yeah. So, Bill, is this your kind of steez? Would you get into something like this?
I enjoy watching it. I probably wouldn't play it, but I was actually like hypnotized watching like the playback.
Yeah. Oh my, the playback is so satisfying.
The playback is literally giving me anxiety, and I don't even have anxiety. I'm like, watching you just try to like put something like, no, don't put that. Why is that boot over there by itself? Why is there a fucking diary in the fucking bottom corner over there in the thing? This doesn't make sense. Like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it all comes together, I think, in the end. Like it's the process of getting.
Yeah, because it
everything
all
out
goes
and then
back
you
in the
get finished
fucking
with-
box.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting, all these random items out of the boxes. So it's the finishing touches that make it. But
That's like
it works.
a saying for life, you know. We unpack all of our shit just to pack it back into a box and unpack it again.
Very
And then
wise.
we finally end up getting packed into a box.
Man,
Yeah, or
Deep.
as in getting frozen.
I'm gonna be frozen. Nobody better
Fucking
put me in.
deep.
Nobody better put me in a fucking box. And I swear to God, I better not get cremated.
Somewhere.
So anyway, and this is the part that aggravated my wife the most was like, well, it wasn't this one part, but Scruffy was putting up fucking shirts and like they weren't color coded. They weren't like, it was just like, it had like pants and then like two shirts and then like a dress, but like, and then like the hangers were completely mismatched color. Like my wife was freaking out. She's like, I can't watch this anymore.
To color coordinate my clothes, but I did do it for you later on in my last house. I did color coordinate my clothes.
Oh man,
from cold to warm. I don't know if that's a way you color coordinate them, but I did it.
I don't know. Whatever. All right. You also played another game called Potion Crafter or something like that.
Potion Craft, yeah.
Potion Craft.
Potions, I require your finest potion. But this is a game that you literally, it's another sim game. I played a bunch of sim games on that 24-hour, where you just you take orders from customers and you craft their potions. But the way you craft them and go about like crafting them is really cool, actually. So as you can see, if you're watching the stream,
I love the art style.
Oh, it's awesome. It's like a medieval script, pretty much, like art style. It's really cool. You have this like map of like Fog of War and all these like different recipes and books you collect for XP for getting more levels and stuff. And this map, the way you traverse it is by getting your ingredients, and each ingredient sends you in a different direction on this map. So you have to take the ingredient, hit it with the mortar, you know, crush it up in the mortar, and then put it into your stirring pot. And as you stir it, you traverse this map. And as you like traverse it, you can go up, down, left, right, whatever you want to do, and unlock new recipes. And each recipe you find, you can save it and then recreate it pretty much.
What is this that you're doing here with like the haggling?
So this is pretty much how you haggle customers. It's like a reaction test. You have to like click on the yellow markers to get the price up and down. In this case, you're getting for a better deal because you're selling this potion to this customer. And each customer has like their own story of which they come in with, and you have to like read it and kind of diagnose what kind of potion they're looking for. Some of them come in looking for most healing potions, or some even poison potions or poisons, being like a witch that was looking for a poisons. You have to like.
What's Mushroom Boy here want?
This is actually a merchant, so you can actually buy goods from him, and you'll be able to buy like more ingredients, or there'll be other merchants that come around where you can buy like parts and stuff. Because the game goes even further of what you have like different rooms of your house that you bought where you put your potion store in. And you have like a basement that you have to like buy parts to. I haven't even got that far yet, but the game goes day by day. So each day you harvest more ingredients to then of course craft more potions to get more new customers and fulfill their orders pretty much.
You know what? I got a bone to pick with you as well. You said I look like this fucker. You can fuck right off.
I did say, oh look who it is! It's Enigma. Am I wrong though? Did anyone else agree?
Yeah, it's very wrong.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna call him Enigma right off the bat.
It's like old man Sin, bro.
What?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No. No. Sin was the witch that came earlier.
Wow.
But it's another kind of calming, relaxing game. There's no real time to it. There's no time like stress or anything like that. You just kind of go throughout your day to day, going and handling places. Yeah, and it's cool though. You can explore the map even to find like I made an explosive potion of light, which I haven't even been able to find somebody who wants it yet. I keep trying to give it to people and they're like, I don't want that. That's not going to fix my headache. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks.
Absolutely not. You know what you need to take for migraines? You fucking explosive light
potion.
That's great.
But it's cool. It's a small little game again. Like I said, I think this one's about like I think it's again like $15 to $20. I have to be saying that, but
dude, your fucking Morton pestle skill. What the fuck are you doing? You're like beating the shit out of your table. Jesus Christ!
I had so much fun.
Holy shit! Remind me never to give you a fucking Morton pestle if I needed something ground up. Dinging the shit out of my countertops. Holy crap! It looks cool. I mean, it looks like
it looks like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man.
If I paid $20 for it, but yeah.
Listen, I mean, yeah, you
I don't know. I
get
think
it
there's
on
more out
sale.
of this than there is in that unpacking game. Like,
There probably is. I mean, again, this game has like a sort of a little story. You know, you're a little alchemist who set up a little shop in a rundown house that you have to rebuild and form like a relationship with your customers and your
So it's a
kind of
dating
city.
sim.
Can you get married?
I don't know, but maybe.
So it's a potion.
you know what would be cool?
As
Potion
essentially,
love.
it's medieval, fucking blue meth guy wanting to find
Oh,
a wife.
Breaking
Ultra
Bad.
white.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah, pretty much.
What would be cool is if they actually took something like this, and not like necessarily the customer side of it, but like the haggling element and the potion crafting, and actually implemented it into like a either single player game or even like I would see like a multiplayer game where like an alchemist
Yeah.
would have to kind of do these things. Like I don't know. I think that would be cool. Like especially like the haggling stuff and like I don't know. I think this is a cool system. I watched you play it and I really liked kind of the element of like going through the map and like getting the different ingredients and the haggling and element to it. Like
Yeah,
I think
and
I think it could really fit into a multiplayer style game where, my job is the alchemist and that is
each
what I'm
person
doing.
runs their own little shop. Like
Right.
you could have like a blacksmith shop who does their own thing. You could be
Right.
the alchemist. Yeah, I think that would be really cool too.
So, and also too, like I think in VR, I think this would be a cool kind of thing where, again, all of the elements are there. You have to create the potions, and you Morton pestle it in VR. Like that'd be a cool experience in my mind. So,
It would be. Yeah, it's a great little game. I think for the price point of like 15 to 20, I think it's worth it. And also, it's not too difficult for you. So if you're looking for just a game, just to kind of do your thing and not have to worry too much about any repercussions, it's good for that. So.
what? So,
Add it.
what is this like? You're slightly, I guess,
Right here specifically, yeah. So if you land your potion marker of where you're like traveling on the map perfectly on a potion slot, you make like a better tier potion. So I made a tier
Hey,
2
it's the
potion
potion
there.
of light.
There, yeah. And the potion of light.
She's like, bitch, I got a headache. Look, I can't. She bought it.
She did buy this one. Yeah, she was looking to light up her room.
Oh, there you go. You found someone for the potion of light. This dude's got a dope haircut.
The bowl cut.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, all right. Well, cool. Yeah. So moving on, I'm gonna jump into actually this first. I'm gonna jump into Battlefield, then we'll jump into Halo. So we all, myself, Enigma, and Scruffy, jumped in to Battlefield 2042. Now this game actually officially launches tonight, or well, tomorrow technically.
Yeah, you want to know why that is the case? They were waiting on our review.
Oh, that was
release
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were waiting for this podcast. They
Yep.
were like, "Man, we got to wait on the pre-patch podcast to give their opinion on it before we can release this shit." Because EA values our opinion so much.
They do.
Allegedly,
They do. Yeah.
More than like IGN and PC Gamer, they
Yeah.
value ours because we know that we'll give the right response.
We'll give the
like-
true response. We're not gonna hold. We're not gonna hold back.
Yeah.
So I do want to kind of first say that so I have played the beta, and myself and Scruffy have been looking forward to this game for a while. I played the beta. I really enjoyed the beta. I had some concerns for sure. We did not get our hands on Hazard Zone, which is what you're seeing here if you're watching, or Portal or anything like that. I also had concerns because every single Battlefield launch has always been riddled with just shit. I mean, just like shitty servers, fucking terrible connections. You barely can play a match, disconnections all over the place, guns not working, all of that kind of stuff.
And don't get us wrong, this one has a few.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to any of the other
Right.
releases.
This is definitely like there are issues that need to be fixed, for sure. But it is a fully playable, fully immersive experience to get into and jump in and play. What makes me mad about this is that there are reviews out there that are literally calling this one of the worst Battlefields that has ever come out. I don't understand it. I played Battlefield 1, I played Battlefield 5, and those far exceed the worst Battlefield that I've ever played. I'm a fan of Battlefield 2. I'm a fan of Battlefield 1942. I know Enigma is also a big fan of 1942 and that kind of play style. This feels like a very good mix of like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 with Battlefield 2 and 1942. Like they just, it feels to me, it's one of the best Battlefields I've ever played, for a lot of reasons. I think that they nailed the gun feel what you're seeing right here is Hazard Zone. This is one of the game modes that you can play. So maybe you're not a big battle. Maybe you don't like all of like the chaotic, warfare. I mean, there's 128 players on a map, right? That's 64 on 64. It can, even though, which I think is also kind of cool, that that's a lot of players. And at first I was worried it was going to feel chaotic. It actually does not feel chaotic in the way that I thought it was going to. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys feel?
I feel like it can get kind of chaotic.
I feel like it can get chaotic when you're at like the objective. You have a lot of AI to deal with, as well as like when the
I'm not talking about Hazard Zone specifically. I'm talking about like the regular game mode.
Oh.
Yeah, the regular game mode, in my opinion, can get a little chaotic, but it just depends on what kind of team you get, and if your team is coordinated enough, which you're never going to get a coordinated team. But
yeah. So to me the 128 versus 120 or 64 versus 64 actually feels pretty decent. But I also play a very different style. Like these guys are a lot more of like sniping in the back lines and sometimes or whatever else. I'm very much of like in your fucking face, like just like go kind of style. But this mode, for example, is it's 8 teams of 4. And you are going after these tactical drops that are these satellites, the drop down that you get. And when you get them, the point of it is to extract out of 2 extraction points. You can see one of those satellites there. Each person can hold up to 3 data disk drives, unless you buy with in-game points that you earn through playing this mode the ability to hold more. But everything you go in with, you have to pay for the most part. Like your guns, you have to buy. Your abilities or like loadout, like if you want to take a rocket launcher, you have to buy. Armor, you have to buy. All of that kind of stuff you have to buy. They give you 1 free gun that you can go in every single time. But if you die and you don't extract, you lose that gun. You have to repay for it. So kind of like baby's first Tarkov. Like it's not Tarkov at all, really, but it's kind of like a couple of elements of it. But this is a very tactical mode, right? It can get chaotic, but this is like searching for data drives, third-party fighting, going after AI, going after for real players, and battling it out. It works. Portal works. Portal is, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Last night we played 1942. We played Battle of the Bulge, El Amin. We played, we also then turned around and played 2042 on Battle of the Bulge maps, like, or 1942 maps. So like, it just, and we played VIP Fiesta. Like there's just a bunch of different game modes that just work. And the main game, it works. It's just, it's a good, it feels good. There is some busted stuff. Like Scruffy is at medic. He can't revive people sometimes when they're down. Like there's a meshing problem.
Yeah. Like usually when you're next to a wall or something,
right.
There's collision meshing problems in this game.
Yep. There are issues that were like there is a balance issue that they need to drastically fix, which is the PP29, which is the gun that I started using.
Shreds.
And now it's like everywhere. It's just,
it shreds at like any distance. There's minimal drop,
hardly drop off.
Right.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Like
it's a very, very powerful gun. The gun will get a nerf for sure. But I don't know, man. I mean, the game is just, it's just fun. I mean, it really is just fun. And I've been talking a lot. You guys have played it. Like, I want to get your guys' opinion on it as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I honestly enjoy probably just the regular game mode the most, but I think this game takes like 5 different games plus more infinite games with Portal, but like it combines so many games in just one game, and it's incredible how much you have to do. So that alone, I think it makes it worth it. The game just feels good. I have a great time sniping. I am a big sniping fan, and the sniping in this game feels great. So, I'll sit back and be the sniper for the team on Hazard Zone while they go up and be up in their face and everything, and I'm always providing like that Overwatch and everything. It feels awesome, dude. Like, I think it's a great time. Even this game mode we're playing right here, which is called Fiesta, VIP Fiesta, which is like the featured game mode of like, I don't know, the week or however long they keep these featured game modes up for. But this one specifically is really cool. It's like protect the president, but like on both teams. Like, so each team has a VIP which you have to protect, and that VIP is outlined for the enemy team. And the first team to kill the VIP 15 times wins. And it's fast paced. You're going up. Also, 2 teams. Each team one is 1942 gun sets and soldiers, and the other one I think is Bad Company 2, right?
It's Bad Company 2.
Bad Company 2. So you're using the Bad Company 2 guns and soldiers. it's a great time. There's a few balancing issues that I know you have a few issues with that Enigma. You don't think it's as fair.
Yeah, I mean it's not. Arguably you're like it's, you can't really
Arguably,
balance
yeah,
out
it's
what
not
you're looking
fair.
at. So you've got fully automatic weapons going up against predominantly fucking single shot rifles for
Or
the most part.
bazookas. We get a lot
Or
of
With
bazookas.
the right team and coordination, though, I think
It's not bad. I
It's not
think
bad
that
at
I
all.
think that they could easily fix it by taking off attachments, because that's one of the biggest things that I have an annoyance with
Right.
is the attachments. I think that
only the Bad Company 2 characters
yeah,
can use
I
attachments.
think you can be a lot more accurate with the attachments rather than the iron
Right.
sights. But you know, I think they've done what they could with it. It's not terrible. I enjoy playing it. It annoys the shit out of me when I'm like, fuck, dude, like really?
But it's cool because I
But-
mean, this is the featured like custom game of whatever, how long they keep it up for, and you know, maybe in like a month or so we'll have a new one to play.
Yeah.
Well, also,
I think that's a cool
if you
feature.
don't like it, you literally can go in. There's a button as soon as you get to the server that allows you to copy it. You can
Create
copy it
your own.
and then
Copy it, yeah.
and mod it and do whatever you want with it. You know what I
And
mean?
Portal to however you want it to be. Yeah.
Right.
I enjoy it though. Yeah, they I think they did a really good job. I think so far my favorite, obviously I'm a 1942 player.
Mm.
My favorite fucking I love how they portrayed 1942 in this. Like they really did go back to basics with it and just say, okay, we are making 1942. It's 1942 with better
Yeah.
graphics. Like that, straight up when as soon as I watched Sin play it earlier in the week, I was like, yeah, that takes me back to El Alamein.
Well,
from when I was 12 and I was stealing my brother's computer to play it, you know.
Well, and the big thing there too is that they didn't like me and Enigma were talking about this. EA could have taken the route of just being like, oh, we're just going to drop you in and like, yeah, we're going to kind of custom some stuff like to make it feel like 1942, but not really. But like they skinned everything. I mean, they skinned everything appropriately. Like, I mean, down to the planes, down everything.
Tanks,
I mean,
fucking
the way
all the soldiers look exactly like 1942. And none of them are like reskins or anything like that.
And the
I
map
was
recreation is great.
thoroughly
The
impressed. Yeah,
Battle of the Bulge and the desert, the
El Amin.
El Alamein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, both great maps.
The only complaint I have is the maps. There's only 2 fucking maps for 1942.
Yeah.
So it's
They're
one of
good
those things
maps,
where it's like
but
they
need
are
more.
amazing maps, but I think that there are far more
Well, I think
iconic
they don't
maps
they
that
have
could
more
work with.
maps in Portal of
No, so the way
No, not that I've seen.
there's 13 total maps right now on in the game. There's 2 per every, so there's 2 for Battlefield Bad Company 2, 2 for 1942, 2 for Battlefield 3. So it's what 2, 4, 6, and then the rest of them are 2042 maps. Now there's a couple things. One, we know that there's a season pass that's out there. You get, if you buy the Ultimate Edition or Gold Edition, you get the season pass. Which will come obviously with maps. My thought, and there are the rumors that are out there, and there are some, leaks, whether they're true or not, is that they're actually going to allow us to upload basically the files for those maps, so we can go in and go, hey, you know what? I want Guadalcanal. I've got, here are the files. Upload them, right?
I really hope that that's the case,
and
honestly,
use them,
because the one thing that like the closest representation that I can get is the fucking Sandstorm, Insurgency. I don't know if you guys have played Insurgency Sandstorm, but I don't think you played the first Insurgency. The first Insurgency had a World War II mod or a World War II version that they opened up modding, and people were able to make their own maps for it. And some of those maps are fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of love letter that this feels to Battlefield players that are true Battlefield players, I don't see them why they wouldn't. I mean, the guy that is the lead of it right now is like old school 1942, old school Battlefield 2. Like that's his, like, that's what he said. So like, it would be cool if they do, you know what I mean? And I think that we will definitely get more maps. I don't see why not. Like, why not just be like, I don't think we're gonna get the entire rosters from all of those games because but like, I definitely think like from Battlefield 1942, we need Wake Island, we need Guadalcanal.
Hey, you need Utah Beach, you need Wake Island, you need D-Day, fucking all of them, man.
But honestly, I think it'd just be great if they gave like full mod support to Portal.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be incredible. It'd open up so much more. I mean, you could even, modders would go as far as probably even creating like zombie game modes in this.
Well,
like,
they have those modes that are there. Essentially what happens is that you go in and because I played in one a couple nights ago where it's you start off on one team with weapons, and then as you die, you go to the next team, and it flips you, and you have only knives.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I get that because that's an old game mode type of like Call of Duty used to do that sort
Right.
of thing. People make
Michael
custom modders
Myers,
like
all that
that.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Michael Myers, yeah, and that's great and all, but I think if if it opened up to modders, it unlocked like so much more potential for
Well,
like crazy things to happen.
The last thing I'll say about it too, and the cool thing about it as well is that the way that they do Portal is very smart. So like you don't go inside the game itself and actually do all of this modding. You actually go to a separate website, and then what happens is you get the code. So you scan on the game or you go to their website that they have dedicated to this. You do all your settings and stuff like that inside of their website. Once you set that, it then goes and you host it using that link, and then that way, like literally, that shows there's no reason why they could not open it up to say, hey, cool, here's all the maps that you want to fucking do whatever the fuck you want. Our backend server system is going to hold these maps and stuff like that, but like you're hosting the game, so have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like it's a very smart way of doing it. It reminds me very much of like Steam Marketplace, or not Marketplace, but the community hub or whatever the fuck it's called on Steam.
Right. Yeah.
So it's I don't know, I think the game is fucking phenomenal. I love it. I think it's a blast, dude. I have not been addicted to a shooter in a long time like this. So
it's the better choice against Vanguard.
Yeah, 100%. Why would you play Vanguard? So, yeah, the other shooter that came out is this one. This one I am not so hyped on. So Halo Infinite. It was their 20th anniversary. They just launched of Xbox this week, and on Monday they launched Halo Infinite. This is called the multiplayer beta. I don't whatever. I don't know why it's a beta, but it's Halo multiplayer.
I guess until the official game comes out, it's in.
Yeah, I don't know, but Scruff, I'm gonna let you go first, man. You like the game. I'm gonna let you go first. I enjoy it.
I mean, I have fresh eyes to it. Okay, I've never played any of the other Halos. I was never had an Xbox growing up, so I never played any of them. Since I'm fresh eyes to this, I enjoy it for what it is. I know I don't have the same opinion or feel for how the other ones were. This one has been perceived as a faster pace kind of Halo. It's included a bunch of new stuff, including grapple hooks. Even I think sprinting. Well, that was in like 3 or something. I don't know.
It was in 4 and 5.
4 and 5, but they've upped the pace of the game. One thing I'll say is they've upped the TTK. They've got a higher time to kill, which is a little annoying, but I think you can get used to it. In my opinion, I got used to it a little bit. I still kind of grasped the core like concept of how Halo was played, because I've seen Halo played. I know it's about what I like to grenades and stuff, not fisting and all that other stuff, meleeing. But I'll melee people, shoot them and whatever. I get the basic combat down of Halo. I've understood it, and I kind of translated it into this game, so I think it feels good still. I think the game modes are good. My personal favorite is CTF and Oddball. I think those game modes feel really good. The team deathmatch or whatever is okay, but I'm not a big team battle person.
Player's the best.
Yeah, I think it's a little too much going on. One thing I would like to say though is I'm a big fan of the sniper, and not every map has the sniper on it, which I think for the most part every map used to have the sniper on it. So that's a little depressing, but either way, I still enjoy the guns and the gunplay, except for the plasma guns. Plasma guns kind of suck to do, except for the spiker or spike needle.
No, you're talking about the needler, the purple. It's needler.
Purple spikes, yeah. The needler is fun. I don't know. I think it's a good time, and like I said, for fresh eyes, it's pretty enjoyable. I know there's a lot of controversy with pre-existing Halo players and how this one has changed the game a little bit and how Halo is now. But anyway, that's all I gotta pretty much say on it. I enjoy it for what it is.
Enigma?
So.
I don't like it. What's that?
You just rip ass a little bit? Or
Yeah. No, that was my review of it right there.
That's it.
Short and sweet. No, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the increase in TTK. It definitely feels like they went down a route of like being more of a Twitch kind of fucking Call of Duty shooter almost. Not a fan of the fact that like none of the weapons, like the main assault rifle does like dig all for damage. None of the fucking plasma rifles do anything. You really have your choice between that giant bazooka that shoots a spike out, or
Spank. Oh no,
yeah,
oh, that's
whatever it was
it.
called. You have your choice between that or grenade spam. Like it's really, at least the few that we played against. I'm sure there was more. The fucking sword is still broken as shit. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a big fan
From
of
what I
it.
get, that was always the core.
It was, but I would have thought that by now they would have fucking at least nerfed the sword a little bit. But
Bill,
What? Yeah, go.
go ahead,
I've
go.
been,
Or whoever, I don't care. Someone go.
You're good.
Am I good?
Go ahead, Bill.
You good? Okay. I've been playing it outside of that one time where we played it. In my opinion's grown more positive to the game. I'm understanding it a little bit more. The TDK was frustrating me. The way the shields and stuff work. But now that I'm understanding it, it's been a real long time since I played Halo, and I don't know if there's like new mechanics in regards to how shields and stuff work. I don't think there are, but I think I just never understood them 100%. But now that I know how that mechanic works, the TDK isn't as oppressive. Plasma weapons are better. In my opinion, it's all like, yes, the grenade spam's a thing. Yes, the melees are strong. You got your sniper, you got your skewer, you got your slapper that
Spanker.
do one shot. But as far as the baseline weapons go, I get it now. And since I've kind of gotten the feel for that, the game's gotten a lot more enjoyable. I'm not as frustrated because I know how I'm losing gunfights now, and I know how to improve.
Okay.
Be back in an hour, guys. Let's talk.
I mean, if you really want my full blown like thing, you can. I talked about this last night. You know, on one of my VODs. I don't want to. I'm not gonna spend an hour here talking about it, but one of the things. So here's what I'll say. Right, like I'm sitting here watching this spin like Twitch. Get your shit together, man. Just all I did was fucking fast forward in a VOD. Jesus Christ. So here's the thing. I played Halo 1, 2. I mean, I've played every single Halo, and I recently have gone back to play the Master Chief Collection, prepping for Halo Infinite. About 2 months ago, maybe. You know, maybe 2.5, 3 months, but recently. And me and my son were playing it. You know, Halo Infinite or Halo. You know, Master Chief Collection, things like that. There is fundamental things that Halo is, and here's what I will say about the whole game in general. You take away the Halo name, fine. Like it's a shooter. I mean, the game functions. It moves it like really well. Like I think that again, if I'm not looking at it from a Halo perspective, like okay, cool. Like it's a competent shooter. There's the map flow is fine. All of those things that you would want in a shooter, great. The moment you slap Halo on it, you have a certain expectation of the way that certain things should handle. One of which is TTK. And one of the arguments that was brought up was like, yeah, but it has to evolve, like the game has to change. Completely get that. But the way that they've changed this game is that they added the speed element of, cool, you need to move around the map, you need to be able to use these abilities and functions. They started doing that with Halo 4, leaned into it pretty heavily with Halo 3, and when they redid Reach, and they had Halo Reach, with this idea of like armor abilities, armor stuff, whatever else. That's not a big issue, but they increased the speed, but then decreased the time to kill, and so it's just off. Like the feel of what this is from a Halo perspective is not Halo. Like I can tell you that I have talked to many people that are like Halo pros and that are playing the game because it's Halo, right? Like it's the first Halo game we've gotten since Halo 5, which was the Master Chief Collection, if you really want to talk about it. But like a brand new Halo experience was Halo 5. That's been forever ago, right? So this is like, oh my gosh, it's Halo. It sounds like Halo. It looks like Halo. It's called Halo, but like there are fundamental things like Scruff you mentioned. There's not a sniper on every single map. Aside from I was thinking about last night. Aside from 2 maps that I can think of, which I actually only think is 1 map with midship. A sniper has been on the map like in every single game, and that does not exist here. This beta launched in a okay, well, we are going to have a ranked mode, but it's not going to have ranked Slayer. That's never happened, which again, I know it's not launched, it's a beta, so fine. But like like the melee does not feel like Halo. The grenade bouncing does feel like Halo. Like the way the grenades work, they feel like Halo 100%. But essentially the weapons are not like and I have uninstalled the game and reinstalled the game twice because again, I didn't want to just go off of the one time that we played it or the time I played it with my son. I wanted to actually re-download it again and play it again. And I played it again last night and just it does not have Halo. If you want to, in my opinion, if you want to play Halo, go play Splitgate. Like that is
It was garbage.
I'm not right, but I'm saying from a gun perspective, you take out the portals from a gun perspective, that is Halo 100%. The shotgun feels like a shotgun. The battle, I can't BXR in this game. You can't 3-shot in this game. I can't go in basically dual shot with the BR, swap over and go in melee, reload and have my gun there and have my BR ready for firing it. Like the pacing of all of the guns is off. Like it does not fit Halo. And I said it on stream. I've said it to these guys. It could be that I am too old for Halo. I may have outgrown Halo. But like this just is not, it just does not feel like Halo. And yeah, so TJ, you're saying Slayer exists in ranked. You're right. Slayer exists in ranked in a playlist that I also have to play Oddball. I also have to play CTF. I also have to play the like hold A, hold B, hold C, whatever else. It like ranked Halo has always been TD. Like I can go and play ranked Slayer. Like I want to go play ranked Slayer. That's all I want to do.
I'm sure that'll be
and
whatever this quote unquote beta is done. I think they just want people to play the other game modes and
right. Which again, I'm not knocking it for that specific thing, but I'm really not knocking that at all. Like it just all in all, like I said, you slap Halo on it. It's like if I go and play Call of Duty, I expect to know what Call of Duty is going to feel like. Even though like Bill is not a big, Bill, are you a big Call of Duty player?
Not really.
Okay. But I guarantee that if I slap Bill in a Call of Duty game, he's going to know what Call of Duty should kind of feel like. Like there should be I understand like this is Call of Duty. It's super fast. I should be able to just like pop. Someone dies, drops, and it's a quick pace game. Same thing with Halo. Like the fundamental of what Halo is should be the core line. And then you want to add a bunch of other shit, add the zip line, add all these shield abilities, add all this kind of stuff. Great. But the gunplay and the mechanics of that should feel the same. Even to the point that like the vehicles don't feel the same. The Warthog does not feel the same. Yeah. The Ghost does not feel the same. It does not blow up the same. It does not, the damage is not the same. Like it's just, everything is just tilted like slightly enough to where it's just like, for someone that was looking for a Halo experience, it's like almost like I'm going in and I'm getting nauseous because it's like everything is like at a fucking 45-degree angle and I'm trying to like walk straight and it just doesn't fit. Again, I think the game is popular right now because people are looking for a Halo game. They know it's Halo. It's out. It functions and it plays well. Like,
and it's free.
And it's free. So yeah, it's Halo. Like, great. I'm gonna play it. You know what I mean? Like. And I will tell you 100%, don't play this on fucking mouse and keyboard. Like, play this on a controller.
Fuck.
What?
I thought I read a mouse and keyboard.
Because I am a mouse and keyboard player. Trust me. Go play on a fucking keyboard or a controller.
But you're also the person that plays a Souls game on fucking mouse and keyboard. You weirdo.
I do play it on mouse and keyboard. But
send in the master of the unconventional.
But if you go play on a controller, and what everybody is telling me is that play on a controller. Like you play on a controller.
Try both. I think it feels great on mouse keyboard. You might like it on that.
I think once you go to a controller, you will never go back. It just, yeah.
Again, I have fresh eyes. Like I never played it back on a controller, so maybe I'm used to it on a mouse and keyboard, so it feels good.
I don't think that. I got a question in chat, which is like, I'll say that to the end. TJ, I'll answer that at the end because we open it up to questions. I'll answer that question at the end.
I would say you nailed a lot of good points of the flaws of the game. And I'll speak, like I said, I'll speak on behalf of myself, no one else, because I, again, am a fresh eyes. I think the TTK and all that is too long, but I think, and I made this argument last night, that the game, I feel like, should adapt and evolve in a way, because at a certain extent, you'll be just releasing a Halo, same Halo every time with like new maps and stuff. And I know it's not super comparable to COD, but you take COD, it releases every year. This doesn't release as every like 3 to 4 years. I don't know how long the gap has been since the last one, but at some point you don't want to just have the same Halo experience every time. I feel like that would get stale and boring. So
You've not met Halo fans. Like,
I just think it's okay for them to add new stuff. I think that they should tweak, things and be in the TTK and maybe the pacing and movement a little bit and maybe the melee, but I think it's okay for them to add new elements to the game. I think it gives a fun twist and a new,
and if you've watched this video that we're on, there's actually moments in that one gunfight where I was up top and I had the battle rifle and I was shooting across the way to the guy that was in the little cutout, right? You can actually see where I stopped shooting because in my mind, it's ingrained that how many shots it takes to kill somebody with a battle rifle. So I stopped shooting and they're not dead. So then I have to like go back and I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, I got to go back. I got to shoot again.
You're not getting headshots.
Even still not even with headshots. It still is a thing where I know the shot count because I've played so much Halo. I'm only saying, like, I dropped out of fucking college. As stupid as it fucking is, I dropped out of college for Halo 2. Like, I launched a LAN center and esports organization based around Halo 2 and Halo 3 competitive and Call of Duty competitive. I know the shots and the feelings of Halo better than what I was saying.
Shots and the feelings of Halo 2
and Halo 3 and Halo 4 and Halo 5. Like, I know those shots.
So that's the main like congruency between all the Halo games, and yeah, they shouldn't have changed it in this one.
Right,
they should have kept the TTK the same.
And what I was gonna say is the best example of this is have you guys seen the new quote unquote Mustang, right? The new Ford Mustang.
I don't.
No, most likely not. Right. The reason I'm saying it is because a Mustang has been kind of a sports car forever. If you go and look at the new Mustang, it's a fucking hatchback.
Yeah.
Like that's what this is. This is the Mustang of Halo. They took Halo and they turned it into a hatchback. And Halo was always a sports car. And that's what this has become. Like so again, I'm not calling it a bad game. I'm just saying with the Halo name on it, it doesn't feel like Halo. It feels like another shooter. If they were to take Splitgate or take the TTK, lower it, take the Splitgate feeling of those guns and put that in here, this game fucking hands down is one of the best.
Do you blame them for putting the Halo name on this though? Because if they didn't put the Halo name and they made this technically a new IP with the same exact look,
no, people would look at it and go, "This is what the fuck? It feels like Halo, but it's not Halo. Like
it's not. Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't blame them for putting the Halo name on this.
I don't blame it at all.
It's the marketing choice that they should have done. It's just it's not. It doesn't appeal to the OG Halo players as much. I
think it, like, you see all the pros coming out because again, like Elamite, Snipdown, Ogre 1, Walsh, Ogre 2. I mean, all of the Halo players are coming out again because there's not been a Halo game. Like that's the thing about it. Like I said, it's free. It's a Halo game. It's new. Yes, it's going to be played. Like, but does that mean that it is great? I think it's a good shooter. I don't think it's a great Halo. Like that's what I want to end on. So for me, at least, you guys can continue. We can continue to talk about it, but
I don't know. I've said what I said.
Yeah,
I like the game now.
I'm happy, man. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game.
I still hate it.
You just spent 20 minutes saying it's a bad game.
I didn't say no. I specifically said it's a bad Halo game. Like I don't think it fits Halo. I think it's a great. I think it's a
you hate
good
it because
shooter.
you're bad at fisting people. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
It's probably it.
You gotta get good.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, Bill, I know that you are not. You're not in the test, right? For this,
It's over, and no, I didn't get into it.
Okay.
Just gotta rub that in, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Why did you not just pay thousands of dollars to get into the network test? I don't understand.
But yeah, Elden Ring network test did happen. People have finally gotten
Just
their hands on it.
just as a heads up, this is not our footage. We have to give credit to where did we get this from?
Peverson.
Okay.
He's a Souls-like streamer. He does primarily PvP content. I like his content, so that's why we're showing the footage. But yeah, since I didn't get into the network test, that's where this footage is coming from. But the network test, it happened. It seems very well received so far. And yeah, there's a lot of things that are different with this game compared. I think people are trying to compare it too much with the Souls games because it very much looks and on surface level, I guess, feels like a Souls game, but there's a lot of different mechanics that are going into it. The network test, I think, had 12 bosses total. Whether they're open world bosses, dungeon bosses, or the main chapter boss that they wanted you to fight. There's a large scope of the area that you're able to go through. They had you blocked off, but it was still a decent sized chunk. Quite a few different dungeons, different builds that you can do, and it gave us a little bit more of an insight on what to actually expect from the full release game. We now know that power stancing is back, which, if you're not familiar with the Souls games, Dark Souls 2 implemented a mechanic called power stancing, where if you met a certain stat requirement, you could dual wield a right and a left hand weapon and swing them both at the same time in tandem. That mechanic is returning. In Dark Souls 3, they had it so that there were certain weapons that were paired up automatically, but you didn't have the ability to like mix and match weapons. This game, you do. And they've actually gotten rid of the stat requirements that you would need as long as you meet the requirement for one or for like both the weapons independently. You don't have to like elevate. It used to be you needed like 1.5, the highest stat of strength or dex, to be able to power stance. Now you don't. And you can power stance any weapon within the same weapon class. That's kind of the caveat, is they have limited power stancing to the same weapon classes. So you can only power stance great swords with great swords, katanas with katanas, straight swords with straight swords, and the like.
How many people are in this dude's game at the moment? Is this four? Is this three
there
regular
are
players?
There are three summon, or well, three. There's a host, two summons, and then he's the invader. And he is invading them as they're trying to fight this world boss.
Oh, he's invading a team of 3?
He's
inviting a team of 3, yeah.
Get wrecked, fool.
That's a cool boss.
He didn't even die from PvP. He got killed by PvE.
So
the that boss is actually right outside the spawn zone. That's
cool.
From Software always likes to put a ridiculously hard enemy right outside of the new player spawn zone. That's the new player spawn boss.
But so this is a question I have, and I've posed it to my chat. And I was gonna ask this of you. Look, so one, if I don't want to face this boss because it's technically open world, I can just completely skip this thing, right? Like I don't have to go anywhere near it, right? Do you think that this game, and maybe you kind of mentioned it maybe earlier, maybe this is why, but like Dark Souls, Bloodborne has always kind of felt not linear, but like definitely like you are in this area, it's guiding you down a path. You have multiple paths you can take, but you kind of get into, a certain area, but it's still very like I've got to kind of deal with shit realistically, for the most part.
Realistically, if you're yes and no. I
mean,
know
you
what
can
you're saying.
you can skip. Like I know that like my Dark Souls is not anywhere comparable to like your Dark Souls. Like so you being able to like get around enemies, like I'm gonna go into the game being like, okay, cool, I gotta kill all this shit. That's just what I gotta do. You can like manipulate around, you maneuver around to like skip people and whatever. It's like, do you think the open world of this is going to have an effect on people's kind of opinion of this game? Because it's just a situation where it's like, I can realistically almost play this like a Zelda game. I don't have to, if I don't want to fucking deal with this shit, I'm going to just fucking skip it.
Yes and no. I think the open world aspect of it might almost make it too easy in regards to certain mechanics. But the way that this game kind of works is yes, you have the open world aspect, but then it funnels you into these dungeons that are called legacy dungeons, which is more akin to a standard like Souls like level with like yes, it has branching pathways, but it is much more of a focused, direct line on what you're wanting to do, and there's going to be less ability to just kind of kite around. This game also has a mount system where you can just freely roam around on the back of your cow horse thing. And
Love how it's
Do you
cow.
know how that affects like the invaders? So if I'm just like get on my fucking horse and ride off into or cow and ride
if
off
you're
into the sunset.
invaded, your horse is locked.
Okay, so you have to basically do. Can I just like? Is there a distance here? Like so, like can I just fucking
Can
run
you-
and run and run and
Can
run?
you run so
Yeah,
far
you
away?
You can run. If you run out of the zone, there's just like in the other Souls games that From Software's released, there are barriers. And if the host gets to those barriers, you can just peace out. It sends the invader home.
So you
If
can
you don't want to fight them, you can
So they
make
can't
a
lock
race of
you
it.
permanently if they hide somewhere in the corner of the map.
No, they
So-
cannot stop your forward progress. They can stop you from backtracking, but they wouldn't be able to stop your forward progress. If you make it to the boundaries of an area and the invader isn't there to stop you from going through that gate, it sends them home.
Huh.
Which has been a mechanic always. It's always given the host the ability to, yeah, you can just beeline to the next area or the next boss if you don't want to fight the invader and just tell them to fuck off.
Okay.
Something I think is really cool with the open world is I think that's going to open up, a lot of different strats for speedrunning. I think speedrunning in this game is going to be so
I'm
much
interested in
different.
the speedrunning route. I'm interested in the challenge run routes, like level 1 runs and no
Yeah.
death runs. Like
you
what
have
is
choices
going to be
now.
prioritized, what is
Yeah.
not going to be prioritized. So the whole reason that you would want to fight the open world bosses, because none of them are mandatory. None of the dungeons technically are mandatory as outside of the legacy dungeons.
Mhm.
The reason you would want to go and do this is because the loot tables for the game have expanded drastically. Dark Souls 3 had a system called weapon arts where each weapon had a skill that you could hold L1 and then either do R1 or R2, and it would do a special move. Like maybe it would be a shield break move or a gap closing thrust, or in some of like the fancier weapons, it would like call lightning down from the sky or buff your weapon somehow. There are some really neat, interesting weapon arts. Those are all in the loot table now. So if you say kill this big dude on horseback, you get the ability. I don't know what he gives specifically, but for instance, you could get an ability that allows you to reflect spells back because he does have a shield that if you cast spells at him, he will reflect the spell back at you.
Has this
So-
dude invaded the same 3 people's games fucking this many times over?
This was during the so that's an issue with the network test, okay?
Well, I get it. I mean, there's only a certain amount of people playing it, so
And also, the amount of people that they did get was very lopsided. So I don't know if Bandai Namco fucked up on like code distributions and stuff, but North America only got like 20% of the network codes. EU got like 60 to 70% of the network codes,
Well, I
and
mean,
then
EU,
the rest
EU
were
is EU is also larger than North America, so
What I'm hearing here is you should have moved to EU for a
I mean,
month
we
or
all
so,
try to
bro.
get you a code, Bill, man. We tweeted at like man versus game.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not like super salty about it, but
he's
it
super
is
salty about it.
it is weird that there was such a drastic, and I understand the EU server and the EU population is greater, but
I think they should have given
it
codes
just
out to
seems
people that
like
pre-ordered.
even yeah.
I just think they should have opened it. Like if they want to do stress tests, just fucking open the gates. Like
I would have rather them done like the pre-order bonus, like you pre-order, you get a code for the network test. Like
can't-
I know people don't like the pre-order type thing, but I would have preferred it to be that route than the random lottery, which was lopsided towards
Yeah,
European.
at least you would have had like
gamers.
dedicated people who would actually, review the game or at least get a good feel for how it is compared to Dark Souls.
Yeah, but the game has a lot of promise. And the main purpose of this network test was to test like the PvPs and co-op systems of the game. There are some issues that need to be ironed out. Invaders are actually super duper strong in this game as they are right now. They have an item called the Phantom Bloody Finger that you get when you invade somebody. You get 10 charges of it, and you basically it allows you, it gives you hyper armor. It takes like a second to use, and it allows you to piece out from the area, and it spawns you in a different location, still somewhat near the host, but like not on with the host on top of you. So if you're getting like 3-manned, you can get a breath, use that item, and then it takes you away so you can kind of regroup yourself.
I wonder why
Also,
they decided to give
Invaders.
that to Invaders.
Hmm?
I wonder why they decided to give that to Invaders. That seems broken.
It is, but it isn't. Invaders also have limited healing resources and stuff like that, but this is just a way to kind of limit invader frustrations, because one of the biggest issues in Dark Souls 3 is just getting one shot by gank squads of like
Huh.
2 or 3 people.
What do invaders have to be frustrated about? They're the ones choosing to invade.
True.
If they're
true.
frustrated about invading, don't invade.
My
Well, the
toxicity
thing
didn't
with-
work.
the thing with Elden Ring is there's no solo invasions unless somebody turns on the feature with an item. All your invasions are going to be sent towards 2 or 3-man groups, because that's
Yeah, so you're
But from
so you're telling me that the invaders are frustrated because they can't 3-man gang squad somebody quick enough. I'm confused.
no, they're getting 3-manned too quick.
So it's saying what he's saying is basically you're not going to have an invader go into a solo, like unless you turn it on, it's a solos game. They're only going to be invading people with 2 or 3, 2 or more, like on a
Okay.
team. On a team.
Yeah.
Again, they chose to invade.
No, I
Yeah,
get it.
and
man.
this is the first time any system like this has been implemented.
It's
In
very
Dark
strange
Souls-
to be.
In Dark Souls 3, the invasions were leaned towards co-op groups anyway,
Yeah.
and there was no system like that. It was to the point where, and given that Elden Ring's a lot more open world, it's probably going to happen a lot less, but it was to the point where people would just sit in high PvP areas in groups. They would know where the spawn areas were
No.
for the invaders, and they would just insta-give them as soon as they spawned.
This gives me a very Ghost of Tsushima vibe.
I mean, it's open world, so
Well, yeah. Well, I just that running sequence where he was running up on that guy just felt very Ghost of Tsushima. So
Wait, can you
yeah.
invade with multiple people? Like go in with like 2?
if they have if they turn on the it's again the item that allows you to get invaded solo also allows you to get invaded by multiple invaders if you have a co-op group.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's what that
So
guy
I
just
think
used
you-
was
I-
that finger thing, right? He just is warped away from everybody.
Yep, he just warped away from that group. Now he's like
I think-
stalking
I
them.
didn't like my odds there. I'm just gonna warp out.
I think the easiest way to do that would be just to limit it to like a couple of times. You can only use it like once or twice.
It's limited to 10 casts right now. I have a feeling that's
That's-
going to go down
Yeah,
to
10,
like
10
like
casts just
5.
seems 10 casts just seems like way too many.
Yeah.
Also, if you look on the compass, the invader actually gets a compass marker of where the host is at whenever they're so far away from them.
Does
Once
the host get
no,
a marker?
The host does
Yeah.
not get a marker.
Yeah.
Once you close that gap, that marker goes away. But if you're a set distance away from the host, it'll actually like aim you towards them again, because it's an open world and we don't want
Yeah.
the invaders to be fucking
We don't
lost.
we don't want the invaders to be upsetty spaghetti that they aren't able to kill people quick enough.
Right. I don't know.
This just gives me.
How dare
this
you.
just makes me want to have
it's a very delicate balancing act, because
Our
what you're
invaders are
saying-
delicate. They're delicate sensibilities. We got to protect them.
Hey, from software.
What you're
Make,
saying, Enigma, is 100% like the majority consensus. The majority of Souls fans or Souls players don't like invading
I
or the invader system. They don't like being invaded. And
it's a shitty
Software has
system in
came
my
out,
opinion.
and From Software has came out in interviews and said that they want to make it so that invaders lose 90% of their fights. They don't want
Gotcha.
What
invaders
the
to
fuck?
have the power to ruin people's games, to grief people. They don't want invaders to. In From Software's mindset, an invader should be akin to like a
just be a
elite.
challenge, you know.
It should be like an elite enemy type.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be
Yeah.
any more than
It
that.
shouldn't be one of those things where it's like they can just come in and just completely ruin your fucking gameplay to the point you're just like,
and
fuck
they've
this game, I'm
tried-
done.
And they've tried so many different ways of like balancing this throughout their games. In Dark Souls 1 and 3, they did what they did in this game where they limit the healing resources. So
Mhm.
if you are invading or you're a co-op summon, your healing resources are cut in half and rounded down. So if you have 1 flask, you get rounded down to 0. If you invade and you have 2 flasks, you get rounded down to 1 flask, and so on and so forth. But in those games also there was an HP penalty. So the host was in like a humanity form or an embered form, and I think they got like a 20% HP bonus. That bonus was not available to co-op spirits or invaders. In Bloodborne, they just straight up nerfed invader health pools by 20%. So if you invaded in Bloodborne, the host always had full health. You got 20% of your health reduced, just straight up. They've also tried different ways of making it so that invaders have like there's different items that can be used to make the PvE attack the invaders, like the seed of the giant trees. They don't want invaders to be all powerful, and from everybody that I've talked to and everybody that I have seen talking about the invasions in Elden Ring right now, invaders are a bit too strong, and that is a great thing if you enjoy invading, which I do. But it's a horrible thing if you don't like getting invaded. And my biggest concern is if invaders come into the game in this kind of a power level and like nothing changes from the network test, invaders are exactly how they are here. I have a feeling it could be very detrimental to the co-op community. Considering they're going to be getting 99% of all invasions with the way the system works.
But
I'm concerned
it's a choice.
could
Thing.
be
You don't have
detrimental.
to have that setting on.
If you're playing co-op, you do. You have no choice outside
You
of
have
that.
to have-
I'm pretty sure his co-op is automatically turned on, right?
Yeah,
Really?
as soon as you activate co-op, you open yourself up to invasions.
Okay, so I thought it was an opt-in kind of thing.
It's opt-in if you're solo. It's not opt-in if you're playing co-op.
Interesting. Okay.
Huh.
So I'm concerned about it ruining the co-op
Yeah.
experience, and I understand why that they're doing it, because if you're playing solo and you're fighting a world boss and then you get invaded, that's going to be unreasonable to deal with on a solo basis.
Right.
Having them make it so that at least you have one other person to deal with the invader, I get it, but it's a slippery slope, man, and I do feel like invaders are a bit too strong right now.
Yeah, they definitely should have more of a challenge because, again, like Enigma said, it's their choice. They don't have to invade, you know. And I think, honestly, as an invader, from an invader's
And
point
you
of
see,
view, I feel like
he was one hit away, and then he just
yeah, he's
fingers
just gone.
out, and yeah, and
I
now
think
he
it's
can
more
heal up, do
enjoyable.
whatever he needs to do, and go back in.
Yeah, I think it'd be more enjoyable for an invader's experience for more of a challenge, anyways, because you can invade countless times, right? Like, just keep
You can-
invading if you want all day
as
if you
far
wanted
as
to.
the network test goes, the invading resource was infinite.
Yeah,
There usually is an infinite resource that you can unlock with invading.
so I don't know.
There's
I think
usually
it should
also
offer a challenge
covenants
for them.
that if you're a host and you get invaded, you can have a covenant turned on where somebody will get summoned into your world to help you deal with the invader. I'm pretty sure that kind of a mechanic still stands as well, but it's not perfect, and we'll see how the network test balances out those types of mechanics, because there's some concern. The invaders are loving it right now, but everyone else
Yeah,
is
it's gonna be toxic
skeptical.
shits.
Yeah, all co-op.
Yeah.
And kill fishermen.
Honestly,
I'm down.
I think they should give the option to, if you're in a co-op group, disable invaders. Has that been a thing in other Dark Souls, or has it always been like that? If you're
It's
co-op,
always
it's
been like
automatic.
that. If you're co-oping, it's on.
Yeah,
And
if
in
the
other
invaders are
Dark
so
Souls,
strong,
this
they
is
should.
this
give
is
an
the first
option.
time that invading solo has been disabled. It used to be as if you were the kind of opt-in system was if you were Embered or Humanity, which boosted your HP, it unlocked solo invading. for you. So
Cool.
Alrighty. When's Elden Ring
also
release?
fuck the people that were selling their codes online for $200 to $300. That shit
Always
was
fuck scalpers.
disgusting.
They were going for like thousands, I think, at the end. Wasn't it like a grand or something, or $2,000?
Wouldn't
I
doubt
have
it.
no clue.
fucking
I just know it was
ridiculous.
disgusting, and it made me really, really sick to my stomach knowing that there are people like myself that wanted to play the game and
But you know,
weren't
the
able
people
to
selling it
because-
are not the fans of the Dark Souls series.
No,
Like, they're
they
just people
they
who happen to get
logged
a
on
code.
with as many accounts as they could
Yeah.
to soak up codes and then resell them. The
Hmm.
game comes out in February 2022, so
There you go.
just a little bit longer to wait.
All right. Well, now on to the lightning news round that we've got. And there's quite a bit of stuff to talk about, but some stuff we'll be able to kind of quick hit. Some of the quick hit stuff, guys, Chaos Theory. Ubisoft's giving it away for free. If you want to get it for keeps, you can go get Chaos Theory, one of the best Splinter Cell games actually out. In my personal opinion, I wish that they turned the multiplayer.
I'm a Pandora
on.
Tomorrow fan myself.
Pandora Tomorrow's great.
Chaos Theory is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big Pandora Tomorrow as well. But Chaos, I wish they turned the multiplayer on, but it's not. It's just the base game. Riot had 2 new games that launched. Both of them actually on Steam. One of which is getting like rave reviews, which is the Ruined King. It is a Darkest Dungeon style game. $30, a little hefty on the price tag in my personal opinion. But it's getting phenomenal reviews. All in all,
Depends on what the replayability is on it.
yeah, I don't know what the content necessarily
Yeah, I
looks
don't know.
like,
I
but
thought it was like a one-off kind of thing, but maybe there's replayability. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, if it's anything like Darkest Dungeons, and I would hope that it would have a decent amount of replayability.
Hopefully.
And then they're just going to release the Ruined King 2, and it's going to be on the Epic Store only, and they're not going to have any kind of mods.
It'll be a monster train thing.
Yeah. Then also, guys, if you are watching us live, maybe you're watching us from the Switch, because you can also watch Twitch now on the Switch. The app released on the Switch, finally. So that is
And they
available.
still haven't fixed Twitch mobile yet, so
No.
RIP.
No. Well, I think they got StreamLabs to work on their mobile platform, and they haven't found anybody that can rip that they can rip it off of yet. So they're still working on it. Don't worry. Activision CEO. We have kind of said this about the Activision stuff, that Bobby Kotick knew about this stuff.
Because he was in on it.
He denied it through and through. Everyone was like, no, you know, I don't think he really knew what was going on over in Blizzard. Yeah, no, he did. And there was a huge petition and walkout that was done that basically is calling for his resignation over this. The Enigma and I had speculated on numerous times that this was not just a Blizzard thing, that this was absolutely an Activision issue as well. But I think Activision was kind of, and Bobby was probably like just pushing it over to Blizzard, be like, yo, Blizzard. Obviously now, all of these allegations are coming out after.
Was he in the Epstein book? Is that what happened? Is what's the deal with all of this? Like,
well, so
where did the information come from?
So there were 3 employees, one of which was a like one of the people like underneath them that left, that basically said, this is bullshit. They left, I think, right as the stuff started to come out, and then basically came out and said, you know what, this is bullshit. Like, he knew, and she came out and said like this was something that he knew about, and we had been swept under the rug. And then after that, there were multiple more like board member people that came in and that basically said like, look, like leadership knew about this, like we've talked about this, and it was just kept continuously just getting like swept under the rug, or there was told you deal with it, and that was it. I don't know about the Epstein book, if that in fact actually did come out, but I know that
I don't remember reading anything about that. It's you never know with those fucking higher ups.
Right. But I know that the petition was 800 strong of employees and contractors signed it, and then they had 500, I believe, walk out. Yeah, the petition was first
originally 100. I think it said that 150 walked out originally, and then the petition went up.
Yeah,
500, 800.
Yep.
Immediately, and like the first couple hours voted on it.
Yep. So, and the stock continues to basically just plummet. So
my biggest thing with this is just the thing that he came out with back when this whole shit started happening with Blizzard, and he was like, the allegations that Blizzard and myself are untrustworthy is insane. I am the most trustworthy person I know. I'm like
Well,
tooting your own horn right there, aren't you, buddy?
yeah.
I don't know if you guys read this article though fully, but like there were some other pretty crazy allegations against Kotek too, like life-threatening to assistants. Like he was threatening another assistant's life back in 2006.
Well, that's what the person that came out said. Why they didn't come out sooner was because
Yeah,
it was a threat of basically death, essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, again, look, we have said it numerous times. I don't think that this company is going to survive. I don't see Activision Blizzard surviving.
Activision, Blizzard will go down
Blizzard,
in
yeah.
flames.
I don't know, man. If this continues to burn, I don't think that they're going to.
Activision has enough money to fucking completely scrub all this away, dude. They're not. Activision isn't going down for this. Blizzard 100%.
I mean, if they continue to, if they're, because the allegations now are not that just that Blizzard was not the only ones involved in all this sexual misconduct, that now Activision was also involved in all of this sexual misconduct, which means that you're going to have, like, it's not going to stop. It's not like these lawyers are going to be like, oh, you know what, we've taken down Blizzard, but we're just going to ignore the fucking fact that
money,
Activision.
I am willing to bet that it will stop. Yes.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, if they get rid of like the members of Activision, like starting with Kotick, and they talked about replacing him with another CEO of, the People's Choice, and no other like further like persuasion of anyone else that Kotick might recommend, like then maybe
Well, the board,
like, if they start replacing.
Bobby's not stepping down.
He might be stepped down, but the board will remove him.
Yeah,
I highly doubt it.
he's not stepping down. Yeah, I bet he will. I think
He'll be
get
removed.
Fucking removed.
He'll be removed. The board will remove him in a heartbeat.
We will see. I don't think anything will come to of it.
Activision's
honestly,
a publicly
personally.
traded company, though. It's so, I mean, at the end, they answer to the board, not like, so unlike where we had instances where Randy Pitchford, what is the name of their what's the name of the studio? Randy's over. Gearbox is not, I don't believe, is a publicly traded company, and things like that. A lot of these companies that have this stuff are not publicly traded, so they don't have to answer to stockholders. They don't have to answer to a board. So if the board can absolutely oust Bobby over all this.
I never said that they couldn't. I said that I don't think they will.
They will. That stock price keeps dropping like it's dropping. They'll fucking out him.
I don't think it will.
Next is Warner Brothers. So we talked about this game because I played this game, and Scriffy and I played this game. We played a game that was Nickelodeon All-Star Bash or Smash Brawl or whatever else. Fun little game. Like, it's cool. I enjoyed it. I have a good time with it. Play with my son all the time. Well, Multiverses is coming out. And it is coming out as a free-to-play game in 2022. And if you ever wanted to see Bugs Bunny beat the shit out of Batman, well, you get a chance to do that because
that game actually looks really good.
Warner.
I'll tell you one thing. Like when you brought up the Nickelodeon one, the fact that I had to pay for it was what stopped me from wanting to play that game. And the fact that this is free, 100% I will play this.
I don't know. I don't mind paying the money for All-Star Smash.
I think it's cool that I played it, but Sin was able to just remote share it to me.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, I had fun with it, and I'm still having fun with it. I play with my son, but
the hilarious thing about this though, and of course it was probably going to happen no matter what, but from what I heard, big like reason of why this game kind of came to be is based on some of the memes of Shaggy. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Shaggy going either like Super Saiyan or is like this ultimate god of reality and just like using 0.1% of his power to defeat people. Yeah, that's supposedly a big reason of why this game actually came to be.
I mean, the craziness of this is that Nickelodeon has a lot of like characters, but Warner Brother owns a shit ton of fucking characters. Like alone, Arya Stark is in this. Like Game of Thrones characters are going to be fighting DC characters, are also going to be fighting Cartoon Network characters. So like, you ever want to see like Dexter fight fucking Johnny Bravo, fight Batman, Superman, and whatever from Game of Thrones? I don't know. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. The Scooby Doo gang. Have at it, man.
That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So 2022, it's gonna happen. New World had an update. This was a pretty big update. This was new weapons. They introduced the Void Gauntlet, which has brought quite a few players back. Like this update has brought a lot of people back into the game.
Probably jump back into it.
I'm gonna try it.
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again. Or try it out. But they added new weapons. They added new enemies. They added basically a fucking book. And the quote here is a novel's worth of tweaks and things like that to the game. They added new PvP missions. They have tweaked a bunch of stuff. Added in just a bunch of new sections. So, but here's the biggest thing, right? That's still an issue is that like New World is still being plagued with daily problems of duping, of transfer problems, of glitches, of bugs. So though this will be fixed, or though this like does bring a lot of like tweaks and quality of life updates and a new weapon and things like that, it still doesn't really fix the bigger issue at heart, which is the game is still broken. And we're not.
Got to get a handle. I don't know if they've got a handle on that.
I don't think they.
Chat glitch yet, because that was a big thing.
I don't think they do. I don't. I've got to look and see the quality of life that updates that are in here. Because like I said, I'm not kidding you when I'm telling you it's a fucking list, dude. This thing it's fucking crazy.
It's almost like the game needed to be delayed again.
Yeah. But I am not seeing. Maybe they fixed it beforehand, but I'm not seeing a chat thing in here. Yet.
I don't know how. I assume it would probably be a little rough, considering they probably built that fucking chat system from the ground up with the game in mind.
Well, they built that whole fucking chat
be...
system. Yeah, it would have to be a complete fucking chat overhaul because it's a goddamn HTML code. Like that's all that fucking is. Like, so yeah, I don't know.
You'd have better odds just removing the chat entirely, honestly.
But I mean, again, the new weapon, cool. Like I'll try it out. On there. GTA Definitive Edition.
Big sad.
It came out and then it immediately went down. It went back and went away.
I think it's back. Now.
It's back up now. They have fixed it.
On PC.
On PC.
Yeah,
yep.
For PC.
Okay.
They have fixed it.
They removed the problematic files.
Yep.
Oh, were we talking about the hot coffee mod that was left into the game for some reason?
Yep. So hot coffee mod was still left in there. There was terrible issues where it
didn't run well.
Yeah. So what was happening was that it wasn't running the definitive, like for whatever reason, the definitive edition wasn't wasn't purely running. So like you had a mesh of like the definitive edition and the old edition together. So like facial expression, like half. Well, it wasn't that they were running two versions of the game, but half of the face would be like the definitive. The other half was like the fucking like shitty other version.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the shitty OG version of the game. It was
like downscaled graphics.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the mobile version of the game. This is just an upport of the mobile version that was getting meshed with like the definitive edition texture overhaul.
Like the most hilarious one I have is like seeing in San Andreas, the dude on the bike riding around with like fucking arms that are like just like massive Gumby. Like it's crazy. It's
I was cracking up with the memes that I was looking at. There was one that was like Cyberpunk 2077, worst game of 2021, you know, and then it had fucking GTA player hold my beer. I was like, yeah, that's accurate, man.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
This is why you don't trust Rockstar Games.
Yeah, I mean,
they can be just as buggy and glitchy as Bethesda sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but it is supposedly quote unquote fixed. I'll wait. I don't know. I mean, I never played Miami or Vice City.
I think the biggest bullshit feature of this whole thing is they've removed the ability to buy those 3 games from
like individually
marketplaces in place. Yeah. Like you have to buy the inferior version of those games now. And with that, the whole modding community for those games has been effectively cut off.
Oh, so go get an emulation then. There'll be there's an emulation of it out there somewhere. I'm sure.
I mean, I would tell you that if you've never played it, it's a good game to play, or it's a good thing to pick up, especially Vice City. Yeah. But I would love to go back and play those games, but I'm not paying to fucking replay 20-year-old games. I'm sorry.
I wish I could just buy the one I wanted. Like I don't give a fuck about 3. I've played 3.
That's one thing that I'll give Mafia like a big ups on, is that they've split it up. The definitive edition that they released for Mafia, where they went back and rehashed the entirety of Mafia 1. You can buy Mafia 1 if you don't want to purchase the rest of them. You can just purchase Mafia 1.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't understand why they didn't do that with this one. Yeah. So
Because
Oh, it's a different company
Well, I know that, but I'm saying why they just chose to go this route.
because it's Rockstar.
Well, that was the other thing too. So TJ Stone, there's every single one of the games has like 20 tracks that are like just a list of tracks that are like missing from the that's one of the iconic things, especially like San Andreas, dude. I used to bump to that track list in San Andreas.
Vice City itself is one of the most iconic. I think it's rated as one of the best soundtracks in games, pretty much to this date. And to remove fucking anything from that is crazy to me.
Right.
Is there a way I can get? Well, never mind. We'll talk about it later. All right. So Xbox had their Xbox extravaganza. We talked about it with Halo. There was some other news that kind of came out of that, which is Elder Scrolls 6 is not going to be on PlayStation at all. It is. What the? I wish I could have had my button recording that. That was a perfect little. So if you're PlayStation 5
I just had
fan,
to voice my unending pleasure at the squirming of all PlayStation owners now that are going, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
What the? I can't play it on my PlayStation. Like, yeah, fuck you. Welcome to the club.
I mean, so yeah, it's no longer going to be. You will not have Elder Scrolls 6, which means you will probably not have Starfield. You can pretty much
Starfield is going to be on the PlayStation. They've already stated that after Starfield, all Bethesda games from that point forward are going.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. You are gonna get Starfield then. Okay. Well, but as of right now,
because they already had deals with Starfield. So.
Elder Scrolls 6.
It's the same. It's the same situation with Ghostwire Miami or Ghostwire Tokyo. It was gonna go. They were thinking about bringing that over, and then they said, "Well, no, we've already got contracts."
Well, you're not getting Elder Scrolls 6.
This was no surprise, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we all.
I think some people were surprised. I think that there were still some people surprised.
Then they're fucking idiots, and they were looking at it with rose-tinted glasses because 100% Microsoft is not going to let the largest selling
intention, like
the largest selling franchise from Bethesda go to Sony.
Yeah, I won't lie though. I'm a little torn though because I still have a nostalgic feeling of a Christmas Day of getting Skyrim for the PlayStation 3.
They'll probably release another fucking Skyrim.
They already did, and it's still broken. It's still fucking broken. They released the definitive ultimate congratulations. We're cool edition, and it's fucking boring.
Speaking of that as well, like I with the new headset, with the Oculus headset, I wanted to play Skyrim. I have to pay $60 for it. For the
they re-release.
I'm like, come on, guys,
full price. They're not gonna drop it.
Fallout. I have played Fallout 4 in VR. It's actually kind of fun. It's very fun.
I'm sure it is.
You can fully break that game.
I've heard amazing reviews for Skyrim in VR. I just don't want to pay $60.
In fact, real quick, you know when you spawn into Fallout 4 and there's the gun behind the glass, like in the vault, and like you come out and like you can see it but you can't touch it.
Cryo gun, right?
Yeah, you can't see it but you can't touch it. Yeah, in VR you just stick your hand through and grab it and bring it out. Just awesome. Like right off the bat. So
that's just Bethesda for you. I mean,
but yeah, if anybody was looking at this and going, well, there's a chance. No, you're an idiot, and you were hopeful for nothing because 100% that was going to happen. I told you that when we talked about the Microsoft acquisition.
And the last news that kind of came out, this is kind of co-tandem with the Xbox extravaganza stuff, but Discord had earlier on released this stuff about RTs and NFT integration. The internet fucking went aflame and got pissed off. They have now since walked that back. This then turned Phil Spencer to but basically state his opinion, which honest to God, Phil Spencer is the world's gift to gaming. The man is a fucking like genius. And he also is just like the most like legitimate, I think genuine person when it comes to gaming as a whole. Was like NFTs is like a predatory system. Video games should not be involved in NFTs. They have no right to be involved in NFTs, and NFTs really like this whole concept is predatory. And whatever else. So but if you weren't aware, Discord was going to be doing NFTs. They said, right, we walked about, we're not doing. The CEO's like, oh, this was a mistake, which means that just not right now. It's coming, just not right now. So be ready to grab up your Discord NFTs. Go take your screenshots now so you can sell them for hundreds of thousands of dollars later.
We will see. I think that Discord is a publicly traded company as well now, isn't it? I think they went publicly
did
traded
they go
a while
public?
ago. Yeah.
But also, guys, make sure to take your screenshots of this podcast
Yeah.
because
Hey,
then we'll
I
have
know.
our
I'm
own
already I'm screenshotting every moment of this right now. I have it up over here. I'm just screenshotting Bill's face because that's an Bill. That's an NFT. Can you give me a little? Can you give me a little tongue out? Can you give me like a little like ah? That's it. That'll be an NFT. It'd be perfect. Well, yeah. So we all have very open opinions about NFTs, and there's shit that's blowing up right now, literally right now on the internet about NFTs because of shit like this, where it's like people are like, this is plagiarism and this NFT is fraudulent and it's being sold and I own this and that's not right, and it's like, gee, it's a fucking GIF, man. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you just have a picture of something on the internet you can screenshot. Go away. So yeah, anyway, questions. So the question that was open it up, but one of the questions that was asked, and I told you TG I'd get to, was basically, do we see Halo being an esports organization, or like being an esports, like, you know, bringing back esports for Halo. I think Halo esports in general, I think shooter esports in general have kind of fallen off. CS:GO will still be a thing, all of that kind of stuff, but even still, then
The
like
only two that I know of right now are CS:GO and Siege. Those are the only ones that are like hanging on.
how big is how big is Siege? Like
Siege has a pretty big esports scene.
Yeah.
I think they'll try it. I don't know.
I mean, they'll definitely try it. They've already said that they've got the HSC
Yeah.
kind of going.
Will it stick though, and how long it will? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's not the thing is like HSC has been around. I don't think it'll ever go back to what it was. Halo 2's and Halo 3's competitive scene on, you know, but that was the days of MLG, right? That was the days before esports was what it is known as of right now. But if we're talking about like,
I should go back to those days, man.
oh, dude, game battles, fucking love it. And you can still do game battles, but
bro,
it's not the same. But I loved game battles. I loved MLG, all of that stuff.
To answer your question, the Six Invitational 2021 has a $3 million prize.
That's pretty, wow. That's impressive. I would not think that. What is, can you look up CSGO's? I just would like
CS:GO prize pool, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep talking, I'll get it for you.
So you've got, if we're talking league, right? Worlds, like I think everybody can say like Worlds and the Invitational, the International are the two largest esports tournaments, bar none. Worlds, I think, was 100 million this year, and International was like some fucking astronomical, ridiculous, like $250 million or some shit. Halo will not get there.
Sorry, CSGO's most recent prize pool was only 2 million. So as far as prize pools go, Siege actually is topping.
Wow.
CS:GO was.
But
was
CS:GO is also a fucking ancient game that still won't go anywhere.
It's not.
So.
Yeah, it's not going to go.
Does Valorant have an esports league? Because I know Overwatch had it, and that was a laugh. Like, Overwatch is fucking pro league. They tried, man.
Well, I think it's still somehow hanging on.
I don't know
think
how,
it's
dude.
Anywhere near like even Rainbow Six.
I think it's like a couple $100,000, like maybe.
Yeah.
The Valorant prize pools are only like 700,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I think is funny is we're sitting here going 700,000. Get it, pick up your game. It's like, what would you do with $700,000? Like,
Right.
you know. But yeah, I think like HCS is a thing. HCS, the Halo Championship Series, has been around for a while. But I just don't think that it will ever become mainstream. One, because like you're talking also, you're not going to have like the European teams. Well, okay, you'll have European teams. You're not going to have like the Eastern teams. They're just not into shooters like that. You know, and I mean, maybe I don't know what you guys think. I mean, this is not just my question. Like,
I think they'll try, like I said, but I don't think it'll last.
I mean,
I don't give a shit about pro leagues and anything.
2021. Yeah, I'm not really to answer that question. Yeah, I don't really give a fuck. I think they'll try and make it into a esports, but that's any shooter. They try and make any shooter into esports these days.
Yeah,
I think it'll be more successful than in the Overwatch Pro League.
I don't know. Overwatch is this year's Overwatch for season 2 playoffs is 3.5 million.
I was gonna say like Overwatch, yeah, it was
How
a
the
flop
fuck is that staying
comparatively to other like professional leagues, but it still was up there. I mean, it still was significant to a lot of players. I don't know.
But I just
As of this year, the biggest prize pool right now is the international. I don't know what the fuck that Dota
That's
2
Dota's.
with
It was
34 million.
40. So hold on a sec. It typed out prize pool. So the 100 million or 200 million evaluation was for the MSI, all of that kind of stuff, all of it combined. Worlds only brought in 2.2 million. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, World's Championship in 2018 was at 6 million, but they've been falling off like really crazy.
Dude, the
last 2
international
years.
40 million fucking dollars, dude. That's Dota 2. 40 million fucking dollars. But they also do a very smart thing where they crowdfund their prize pool. So you buy a pack and like this pack goes to the prize pool. So that's not
It's
40,
a good system.
40 fucking million dollars is fucking nuts. Anyway, so that answers the question. Halo will, yes, it'll be in esports. How long it will last, I don't know. It'll be like Call of Duty esports. Like is it really a fucking thing? Like
I think it'll. Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna. They're gonna try and bring it back, but I don't think it's
They
there.
won't capture it.
right. That's the show, guys.
That's a wrap.
You know, thank you so much for hanging out. We had a lot to talk about. A lot, you know, big show. We had played a lot of new games. Well, actually, we didn't play a lot of new games. We just had games that had a lot of stuff to talk about them. So,
Yeah.
as always, you can find us across the intro webs, whether it's here on Twitch with myself and Scruffy and Enigma. And actually, Bill, do you still do some stuff on
I
Twitch?
do community nights
right?
on Twitch, yeah.
Community nights over here on the Twitchers. But you can find his amazing content over at YouTube. Billy, is it Billy _ Skwid, right? SKWID.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can find him on the YouTubes. He's got some great videos, some great content. He does some in-depth looks into everything. He does some meme content whenever he says he wants to fucking be done with Elden Ring. And all of that kind of good
like
stuff.
that one?
Yeah, that was a good video. Yeah, go check him out over there. And
Make
like
sure to check out Enigma on Orange YouTube, as you like to call it.
what? Oh,
Isn't that,
you talking
isn't
about
what you call
talking
it?
about the corn site?
Corn site, the
Corn
prawn.
site? Yeah.
That's where you'll
yeah.
find Enigmatical Gaming.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a moneymaker
Wonder if
over
that's
there.
actually a thing going on.
Absolutely, 100% it is. I can tell you without a doubt, it 100%
Yeah,
is.
It's definitely a thing.
It is. People live stream video games
I
over
mean-
there.
No, I
So-
wonder if somebody's using my name.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
Jeez.
I'm signing up tonight.
He's going over there. That's what you'll. Oh my God, new
guess-
sponsor of the stream, by the way. But anyway, guys,
Or nobody has my name.
are you upset or are you?
Oh, I said score, man.
Oh,
It's
score.
good.
Yeah, nice.
But thank you guys all for hanging out and coming in and hanging out with us live. As always, we love having our live guests, our live host. Fuck me. We like having you guys here. Jesus Christ. And if you can't catch us live, you can always, like I said, go to anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. And you can find all the links there. But try joining us live. We have a good time. We have a blast. We get to open up to questions. I will be streaming after this, by the way, if you guys want to jump in. Scruffy, Bill, you guys, what do you guys got going on coming up next, by the way? Bill, you got
I'm gonna
anything
go
cool
play
coming?
Halo.
You're going to go play Halo. All right.
Alright.
Okay.
We'll probably
I need to jump into Battlefield with you guys because I literally didn't say anything during that segment because I had nothing to add.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
nobody
gotcha.
asked my
Do,
opinion.
do you have the Game Pass though, right?
Yeah, I did.
So you got 10.
Yeah.
You get 10 hours on Game Pass.
Definitely try the 10 hours.
yep.
Play with us.
Yep. But
Yeah.
anyway, guys, that's it for the show. We will see you in 2 weeks right here on the Pre-Patch Podcast. Bye, guys.
Later.
See ya.
Bye bye.
That's the wrong one. Play the right one.
Almost 50 episodes, good.
Hey man, I can't help it. Fuck technology.